Alright, I've had some time to play Imugi, and nearly everything about him is incredible, particularly those signatures. So today we're going to take a closer look at every single one of them, starting with... We can get this part out of the way real quick. It's a spike, which means even if you're putting yourself in an absolutely stupid situation like I just did, you would still get a reversal. And it's going to be doing some 25 damage against the average opponent every time you hit it, which is nothing to scoff at, especially since it has such good utility and such good range. You can even string alongside of it. I mean, that's a one-hit KO right there in the yellow. I don't even gotta explain at this point. The visuals are just doing it for me. Because these are the visuals that I'm talking about. Take a look at this hitbox. That's insane. It's so scary on a weapon like greatsword, because greatsword is one that can really gimp you like that with down airs when they're far, far above you. But because the recovery takes a while, oftentimes you can recover high around it and really not have to worry. But when you have that, what are you gonna do? It just sniped them off the wall. They didn't even get the wall touch. And a great thing about this Ssig compared to other similar ones that also spike is because you jump so high up and then send them down, you can use it on stage, still gonna send them right back off. I mean, just take a look at this positioning. I use the Ssig up here, and it's gonna spike them from the platform. What that means is you have a fantastic bit of utility on your hands if, let's say, you're trying to ledge trap someone. Because if your opponent is afraid of your grounded options, let's say your side lights, your down lights, your end lights, then they're going to want to jump above you. But if you have an Nsig prepped and ready, that could be curtains for the stock. I mean, of course, you're going to take it if they're deep in the red, but even if they're in light yellow or something, blowing a jump when they're off stage, it's dangerous. My opponent's pretty high HP right now, so let's see if I can't push them off stage without KOing them. Threaten with my grounded options, and if they jump up, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The last thing I was going to talk about was how you can use it off stage to counter a ground pound or something like that, but you already saw that in the second stock of the last game, so I'm going to move on to... First point in favor of this move, you can use it in strings. You can actually use it a lot in strings. After a side light, you can cover 7 of the 9 dodge options with this side Ssig. You can see it's not going to hit straight up, and it's not going to hit if you go up and through the person like that. But everything else, we're talking through, that hits, okay? Down, that hits, okay? Left, that hits, okay? Up and right, we already covered that. Down and right, it hits, okay? I mean, down and left, it hits. Up and left is the most finicky, but you can still get that one to work if you hit at a specific range and if the opponent doesn't jump at specific timing. But even so, everything else, we're going to see. I'm going to put this at random, and just the number of dodges that by pure chance I'm going to be able to cover, it's insane. This is insane. This should not be working this well, right? But it's just a percentage game. If your opponent is dodging randomly, this is going to hit so many times. That's pretty crazy. And it's not just side light either. With down light, you can cover a whole bunch of dodge options, and to a lesser extent, end light as well. So that's point number 1 in side Ssig's favor. Point number 2 in the favor of this move is every time you hit it against the average target, you're going to be dealing about 28 damage. A high damaging combo does 28 damage, much less a single move, much less a single move that you can string into. And I guess if we're tacking more on, much less a single move that leaps across the map and also leaves you in the air, so it's really difficult to punish, and also has a great deal of range, and is also really fast, and also has a hitbox all throughout. I mean, this is a crazy signature. This is an all-timer spam Ssig. Yo, if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribe. Thank you. This is already up there with some of the best Ssigs in the entire game. Look at their health bar. They're in the red, yeah, but it's not deep red. It's not like kill percent red. Just kidding. Yes, it is. Oh my god, I'm blending into the map. This is the most cursed setup of all time. I hit 1 move. Look at their health bar. Look at their health bar. It's matching their head already. Now I gotta see what happens if I hit 3. They're in the orange. I hit 3 moves. They're in the orange. I have yet to get punished for it either. Like, this is crazy. I'm not insane, right? I'm not insane. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. You can also use it to get back on stage. Ooh, I don't know if the Jiro is going to be able to live this. I got you. Let's say they're trying to ledge guard me. You can leap a huge distance to counterattack, and it goes so fast for such a slow character. No longer am I blending so with the map. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go hide. I made it back. This is such a good punish tool too. If the Onyx decides to go for something in a bad spot, it's done. I think I was saying something about not blending into the map anymore, so I feel like now is as good a time as any to bring up the elephant in the room, Why do I look like that? I am rocking some heathenous, disgusting drip right now, and I feel like I should explain myself a little bit. I'm just method acting. I put on SPF 70, I went to the beach, and my entire body is in pain because I'm sunburned. So, I thought maybe my character could match up to it. I'm not playing passive. I'm just doing what my character is supposed to. I'm a turtle. Is that so wrong? I don't think you get to yell at me. Nobody ever did anything wrong by following the rules. On that note, I feel like I should share. Of all the people in my entire life that I know, the person who's most susceptible to peer pressure is me. Teacher asked me if all your friends jumped off a cliff, would you too? And I said, I found a cliff with great reviews. Given that I'm very obviously meandering at this point, I think it's about time to move on to the next move. This is the Beyblade. You already know that that's what everyone's gonna call it. Because it is what it is. I mean, you're a spinning circle of death, right? Oh, I am gonna be a spinning turtle of death. Here, I got my side sig. I'm actually so good. And then I Beyblade again. The priority, the speed. This is a 3 dex, 3 speed character. While they're waiting there, pick up my next greatsword so I can hit the down sig, and we got it. So I'm just gonna use it in place. And it hits all around you. I mean, you can just tell visually how good this move is, but like, okay, well, it doesn't hit in the air. So that's something to keep in mind when you're talking about side sig, jumping in the air and not being punishable for a while. Should probably consider that, but it doesn't even matter by the end of it. We can always rely on Fangwild for tuning down the music and excitement for us. Be nice and chill here. Look at there's a combo of my moves. I'm gonna do this one too. Using all the spinnies now. So this move, on top of just being visually very funny and obviously good, because it's a giant hitbox and you're spinning on the ground, you can interrupt a whole ton of things and catch dodges. You can steer it, so you can move backwards if you want to get out of danger there. You can move forwards into opponents, and it has a mechanic that only one other Ssig, as far as I'm aware, has in the game, which is that if you slide charge it, gravity no longer affects you like it does with other moves. You just keep going down there, which means an active hitbox that just keeps traveling down there. And if you want to stop in a certain place, you just steer it back into the wall, because you can do that, because you can steer if you wanna. It is a very, very useful bit of technology to apply in your video games. By comparison, I'll show you the other 2 Ssigs slide charge just so you have a visual indicator of what the difference in gravity looks like. It's pretty significant, and once again, there's only one other Ssig I believe that does that, and it's Core Gauntlet's Nsig. There used to be some more, but most of them got patched out. Okay, look at this. When I slide charge this, I stop midair. Even my beloved side Ssig, okay, gets stopped midair, and the Nsig as well gets stopped the moment you start the jump. The down Ssig, you just keep going down. You go all the way down, and the gravity only sets in the moment you finish the move. At this point, I don't really gotta talk about the damage, right? I don't gotta talk about the utility. I don't gotta talk about the hitbox. Like you can surmise, and you can also even just visually see what this move is all about, because it's ridiculous. Look at that slide off stage. I missed, and it didn't matter because I slid so far I was totally fine. This is nightmare fuel on a 3 dex legend. Imugi's got no business having Sigs with this low startup and this low recovery time. It is great. Look how far they had to dip down to avoid that. It's so fast. It has so much priority.
Please forgive me.
So to sum up the greatsword here, we've got insane anti-air, insane offstage tool. We got the all-arounder, one of the best Sigs in the entire game that deals a billion damage, can be used out of strings, is impossible to punish. This has no recovery frames. I have zero doubts in my mind that this Ssig is going to be nerfed in the very next balance patch. Just look at these hits. And then the Beyblade of Death, which is the priority is something else. The speed is something else. The force and damage, he might be the best character in the game. I know it's early to say that, like really, really early to say that. This is still the evening of day 1. So, you know, day 1 opinions, take day 1 opinions with a grain of salt. But you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, right? I didn't even mention that when you're slide charging off a platform, you can steer towards your opponent or you can back up away from it. That's a whole nother thing. I think it's about time we move on to the other weapon. Let's talk about... So this is Nsig. Yeah, it hits all the way up there. This is a true anti-air in every sense of the word. I thought I had axe. I'm getting confused. Let me run that one more time. A true anti-air in every sense of the word. Because it doesn't hit grounded. I'm going to try to use it. Okay, well, I was hoping they wouldn't jump. It's not going to hit if they're on the ground. But it will definitely hit if they're above you. You saw the hitbox, so I don't need to belabor that point. Just kidding, yes I do. Because this has Nash with his beta-like hitboxes that are still in the game kind of coverage, but way faster. I'm fighting imugi, so he should have a lot of defense. When you're that high up, it doesn't matter. And just like its counterpart where you also turn into a dragon, this move, when you use it, you're left up in the air, and it's very, very hard to punish because you can just jump up. I will say, easier to punish than the other one. Easier is not easy. Use cases for this one, I feel like, are fairly straightforward. If someone's above you, yeah, Nsig, right? And you can also use it to get back on stage. You can also use it to save your opponents if you wanna, and then get edge guarded yourself. And then I guess I don't know what we're doing here anymore. You can also get it as a string at a sidelight. It's at 3 frames, I believe. So we'll see if they blow their dodge. Maybe I can. Nah, they land on the ground, so they're still gonna be able to dodge out of that. I'll land it if in the rare scenario where I'd want to do that, like maybe right here. Yeah, I said rare, it happened right away. This is one of the moves that I feel like doesn't need that much explanation because just seeing it in action should be enough. Which means it's time for the Ssig that was my favorite in the first play session with him, the Axe side Ssig. That title has since moved on to the other side Ssig, but this one, there's just something about it. You gotta use it, and you'll know what I mean. It's just so satisfying. And also, so fast. I don't know why imugi got all of these lightning speed signatures, but he did, and I'm using them. And this move deals some 26-27 damage against the average target, with most of the damage in the second hit, and it is a 2-parter, with the second hit being the charge, which means you can send it out, hold it, then blow the fire, which means if you only land the second part, which is the important part, you're not missing out on much. And also, if you land the first part, you can charge it for a little bit and still get it true. We'll see if I can show that off, like in approximately 1 second. It's definitely one of those you gotta use it to know moves, but you can also cover half the stage with a dash. Look at how little time they have to react. That is, if I can say, redonkulous. Oh yeah. You know things are serious when he starts dropping the redonkulous, okay? Words have power, and I'm not using these powerful words lightly. And that's what happens when you try to use my former favorite move, second favorite, maybe third or fourth favorite move now, against me. I think I angered the Brawlhalla gods with that statement because I shouldn't claim moves. The moment I did, I got paired up against a Valhallan opponent. But can you blame me? I like how it goes boom. That's so wrong. You know, maybe it is. Maybe I committed a cardinal sin by betraying it originally and changing my mind. But you know what? Changing your mind is okay. Making mistakes is okay. Why can't I just live my life? Ew. What was that? Well, on that note, I should probably change up topics here. I wish I was a higher speed. I probably could have gotten that edge guard. I guess I still did. Didn't really matter. This character. So fun. But yes, on that note, I should probably move on to the final Ssig in the kit. This is probably one of the most unique Ssigs in the entire game. You can see right there, it is a weird one. Not like a lot of 2-parters in the game. In fact, it is unlike any other 2-parter in the game. You can see there's a grounded explosion when you throw whatever it is that you throw. I don't know. And then it spikes. But the direction of the spike, I'm going to use this to get some extra height actually. That was maybe one of the stupidest things I've ever done. But yes, you can control the spin of the turtle, much like the other down Ssig. They're gonna spot dodge. You knew it. And then they're gonna panic run into the stage. Sorry. Yes, you can control the direction that you're spinning. And if you go the opposite direction of where you want your opponent to go, that is where your opponent... Why did I say it like that? The opponent will go in the opposite direction that you hold in 99% of scenarios, unless it's acting really weird, which it does do sometimes because it's a projectile. Its most obvious use, of course, is to edge guard, but you can do some neat stuff with this move. Because this move is like if Petra's Orb down Ssig and Tezca's Gauntlets down Ssig and Vivi's Boots down Ssig all came together and had a child out of wedlock. Well, what does that even... Never mind. Scratch that. I need to think before I speak. It's fully wacky, is all I'm trying to say. Like right here, for example, I could send them all the way to the right. And why would I ever do that? I don't know. Maybe for demonstration purposes. Because same spot, opponent's trying to approach me. I'm in the corner. I choose to send them to the left. then it's a full-on reversal signature. It's like Caspian Gauntlet side sig. And because you're jumping up in the air before you do it and you don't have to slam down, you get all the benefit of a spiking sig like Rayman's axe down sig without actually putting yourself at risk. Unlike my ears, when I have to listen back to this commentary, why did I say that? But there we have it. The axe kit is a menace. Actually, Wushang is one of the other characters with a charge sig, like my side sig here. Like, okay. Did you see that hitbox? That's not okay. None of what just happened is okay. Actually, you know what? You gotta live. You gotta live after that. At some point, it's not even mercy. Like it's something entirely different. It's looking for forgiveness. Oh man. I know I'm supposed to ask people to support the channel if they enjoy, but I don't think I've earned that anymore. I don't think there's a dimension where Chun-Li thought she was getting hit there. So, I don't know. I think she's not even dodging at this point. Okay, yeah. If you don't have a dodge, you can jump over it. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I'm gonna catch a dodge right here. Okay, it's over. It's over. I'm getting my daily login bonus. That's a sign. I was gonna talk about his sigs and his like place in the meta. Nah, that's enough for the day. Look at imugi breaking it down. How his knees move like that. I'll see you in the next one.